wait. Charlie, wait. Charlie, wait. So you challenge Charlotte to a match?
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Talkamania!
It's Rusev Day. I'm not finished with you! That, my friend, is gonna leave a mark.
I love black eyes.
Where are you, Dango?
All before you were wearing a training bra.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Talkamania. I'm your host, Dez, and I'm here with J-Bomb. Say hello, J-Bomb.
Wow, do you hear how clear that is? Dez, what's
It
different?
is. What's different? I don't know. I'm a lot less richer. That's definitely one thing. But no, what Jay's referring to is I have upgraded my sound equipment, so I'm coming a little bit clearer this week. Thank God. We're upgrading. Talkamania on the rise.
You're coming a little bit clearer this week?
You naughty boy, you.
Yeah, you're coming in a little bit clearer, and that is freaking awesome, man. You sound so good in my earicles.
I sound really good, and I feel really good in a lot of places.
Big week in wrestling.
Hi, folks. I'm talking about in your earphones and on your speakers and listening to the podcast. Come on, get your mind out of the gutters.
And on your face. So, big week in wrestling. Money in the Bank. Oh, no, sorry. NXT TakeOver. Money in the Bank. Pretty good Raw. Pretty good SmackDown. And lots of news that came out today. So, before we get into that, Dez, plug our shit for our listeners, bro.
All right, folks. For those of you who don't know us, we're Talkamania. We're on the Twitter @_Talkamania. We're also on iTunes, Podbean, wherever you get your podcast kicks from. We're also on the internet. Check us out. We got t-shirts for sale on Pro Wrestling Tees. Guys, come on. You see our sick t-shirts. You're always saying how awesome the logo is. I love it. We have our new summer retro one as well, too, folks. If you want to get your hands on it, check it out. Pro Wrestling Tees. Talkamania. Search it. You'll find it, and you'll love it.
So, apart from us being big winners, we have a lot of guys walking out of this week with, fresh starts or big changes in the development. Let's go through the big winners of the week, bro. I mean, we got, Ziggler on Raw. I mean, I was surprised. What's your thoughts on it?
Right. So, I mean, there's lots of big winners this week. Maybe not on people's first on their list would be Ziggler, but I did want to talk about him first. So, Rollins, big title defense at Money in the Bank, defeats Elias, and has the open challenge. So people think, okay, win the title, it's going to have an open challenge. Maybe he'll start off another feud, or maybe it'll just be like a match to kind of, show that he's a champion and why he's a champion. Well, out comes Ziggler. People are like, oh, snap, Ziggler. Okay, well, that's going to be cool. And then Drew McIntyre comes out. So for me, I was like, oh, yeah, it's going to be McIntyre. I was going to love to see McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. But it ended up, unfortunately, being Ziggler.
Even though we're calling him a big winner.
Well, no, I'll get to that, right? So I was a bit disappointed. I think a lot of people wanted it to be Drew McIntyre. I would love to see him take the title off of Seth Rollins. It would have been fantastic. But I actually like what they're doing more. They're telling more of a story here. So first of all, obviously those that watch Raw, we know Ziggler won the Intercontinental Championship against Seth Rollins with a roll-up. Held the tights, but still, it was a convincible win, I guess, for a heel and for Ziggler at the time. And Drew McIntyre kind of didn't indirectly get involved. But the big take for me is Ziggler did win this. And those who might be poo-pooing on Seth Rollins for losing the title, folks, remember, I think the WWE may have opened their eyes and seen just how much, I guess, of a push that is needed behind this guy, or just how big he is with the fans, right? He's over. Rollins is the man. So now we can actually move him into the Universal Championship picture in the near future. And then it also allows us to have this awesome storyline where Ziggler's going to have the IC title. And obviously, inevitably, Drew McIntyre is just going to murder Ziggler and take that title. So I like to think so, at least.
We're talking winners all around.
So there's lots of winners. There's 3 winners. So we have Ziggler, who won the IC title. I was going to make a joke that maybe he's going to walk down to the ring next week and just throw it and just say, "Oh, I'm walking
Fuck,
away.
I
I don't
hope
want
he
it," like he did with the U.S. title. But then we have McIntyre, who is going to be put in a program with Ziggler in the near future. It's inevitable. With the IC title, I'm sure is going to be involved. And Seth Rollins. Yeah, he lost a title, but we're going to be pushing him into the Universal picture. I'm hoping at least. So 3 big winners, great title switch. I would have liked it to be McIntyre, but I like the big story that they're going to tell. I'm in this for the long run. I liked it.
It's a better story for Ziggler to win it and for Mac to take it from him than it would be for Mac to have just won it straight out.
Right, and they're playing this whole or they're making it seem like this whole Diesel Shawn Michaels thing. Even the tights he was wearing this week, Ziggler, it looked like Michaels tights. I mean, his hair the way it was, and the way that McIntyre standing in the back. I mean, they're trying to replicate.
I don't
this
like
to some
it.
Degree.
And
I do. I like it just because I love those two guys, and you can't recreate it. I understand.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
But there's a few pictures going around the internet. There's this one that I have. I might have retweeted or liked it on our Twitter, and if not, I will after the show. And for you guys, the listeners, it will be there by the time you listen to this. A really cool picture of them in the ring standing over Seth Rollins, but it has a filter on it, so it kind of looks like a painting.
I saw that.
It's so beautiful.
It's nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that to see where it takes us. And they're doing stuff with the Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. I know Ziggler's been through a lot of crappy storylines, but I think this one's really benefiting Ziggler as well too. And they're taking titles, they're delivering on their threats, and it's been a big win for me for this whole segment. All 3 parties involved.
Hells to the yeah. We got other big winners. We got to talk about Rusev, man. Holy shit. First of all, that gauntlet match was awesome. We'll get to that a little bit later. But I can't believe, it's finally really Rusev Day.
I know. I'm a little worried. I don't want people to get too excited. I feel like this could be another, he fights AJ Styles at Extreme Rules, and then AJ Styles just beats him and then moves on.
That's still good,
It could be a fodder. Because, I mean, I don't know.
No more fodder.
He hates that.
No
word.
more fucking fodder.
But I'm
Bad
sorry.
word.
Who was right about the Sami Zayn fodder?
Yeah,
I think I was exactly right.
You were fine, but I hate the fucking word, and I want it gone. It's been banned. It's been banned.
No, we both have to turn our keys on banning. You can't turn. We both have to turn our keys.
Whatever.
Buddy.
I'm gonna call it.
Promise. I will try not to use it as much, but it is what it is, and that's what Sami Zayn was.
All right.
However,
Rusev's
big winner was amazing. I really didn't think he was going to win this one, and then he came out in the last entrance, and the last entrance of a gauntlet match always seems to win. But I did like it, and the genuine smile on Rusev's face when he won just told a story. It's like this guy was genuinely happy. And then AJ Styles coming out, laying the title down, the handshake, it's weird. Rusev's going into this being on the edge of a face or a heel,
He's a tweener, man. I don't care what he says. I know they book him as a heel, but he's a tweener easily.
And then with Aiden too, putting his hand out, and then he gets gets taken out by AJ Styles. Rusev doesn't do anything about it, but then now Rusev's like, well, I reflected, and it wasn't cool of him to do it. He ruined the moment. It's like, what's going on, And then Lana's kind of retweeting some stuff, and so I'm very curious to see how this develops. I'm curious to see how they're going to develop this going into Extreme Rules.
Mm-hmm.
I really have a hard time believing if Shinsuke couldn't take the title off of AJ Styles, Rusev's just going to do it at Extreme Rules.
No, well, we know that, but it's just cool to have Rusev in I don't know. I guess it's going to be on the top of the card, which is nice.
Well, the fact that it's not like he's a championship title next week on SmackDown,
yeah.
Then it's whatever. But the fact it's going to be the pay-per-view, that's huge for Rusev. McMahon's giving him an opportunity. He's got to behave this month.
Lana's got to behave.
Lana's got to behave, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be an interesting matchup. All great. Rusev's a huge winner, guys.
So, Money in the Bank being, one of the big 5 pay-per-views, it's over. It's in a rearview mirror, not window. We're seeing new storylines like we did with Ziggler, Rollins, Rusev. This is huge. We have to talk about the 2 other big winners, and I know a lot of people aren't too keen on it. But I feel like Alexa and Braun were great fucking choices, man. Alexa cashing in right at Money in the Bank, maybe it was a bit too soon. I would have liked to see her, carry around the briefcase for a while, but to have her where she lost it at Mania against Nia,
correct,
and just to see her have it right back, to me, it's a huge win. She's a huge winner. I love it. Twitter was pissed.
Yeah, Twitter was pissed because they want change, and we're seeing the same things over again. Alexa Bliss had the championship forever. She lost at WrestleMania, and then you have this Money in the Bank women's match. You're looking for a change. You're looking for history to be made, and then Alexa Bliss wins it? I mean, she didn't need to win it. She kind of had her turn, right? You could have Becky Lynch who might have needed it, Lana who could have needed it, but Alexa won it, right? And I'm not saying it's a bad choice. You know, Alexa's good. She's good at what she does. I'm just a bit surprised that they went with it. Calling her a big winner, I mean, it's a no-brainer because, yeah, she won the Money in the Bank. And she cashed it in right away. That I knew was going to happen because WWE's not going to have somebody hold on to it for a year again or for too long. They had Carmella go a whole year. To me, I knew she was going to cash in almost immediately. So it wasn't a surprise for me when she did cash in and win the title.
Okay, fair
and
enough.
Now she's our champion once again.
Question for you. Is Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey going to be a better feud than Ronda was with Nia? Yes or no?
No.
What?
Okay, well, it depends how you look at it. I'm not going to disagree completely, but I'm talking about like an actual interesting wrestling match. I think Nia and Ronda put on a really good match.
No, they did.
A lot
they did.
better than I thought they were.
Way better.
So
way better.
If I think about Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey, I don't know how Ronda Rousey would fare. She's tiny. She'll have to play dirty. I haven't seen it, so maybe she'll impress me like Nia and Ronda did. But I don't think in terms of the wrestling match itself, it would be as entertaining.
The build.
But I do think the promos, the segments and stuff, that could be a lot of fun. Obviously, we saw it this week on Raw.
Yeah, it was already better. That was a good segment.
Oh, absolutely. It was one of the best opening segments of Raw I can remember in months.
Dude, it was like... I know we're going to cover it shortly, but... like, watching that was freaking awesome, man. Before we do that, let's talk about Braun Strowman. I mean, he was probably last on my radar to be the winner of Money in the Bank because I just figured he didn't need it. But now that he has it, I think it was like we overlooked it. Like that was a freaking smart move.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I mean, I think that's the one we did not expect because honestly, he didn't need it. In my mind, Braun Strowman will be a champion, and it'll be in 2018. Now it's pretty much guaranteed. Braun Strowman will be a champion. And it just kind of comes down to when he's going to cash it in. But obviously, you know, we were talking about The Miz. The Miz is going to do it again. He's going to be this first two-time winner. He'll be the heel champion.
Yeah.
And even in the gauntlet match this week, I thought it was going to be The Miz, to be honest with you. And then, you know, people say, oh, Rusev. Rusev could have went on and did it. And, you know, he didn't. But it doesn't matter. He still got his title. You know, so it's like it's interesting to think about how it played out.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman's kind of like, really? Okay. I kind of liked how Kofi was climbing him, and I thought Kofi would be cool for him to run up and take it.
Yeah.
But didn't make sense. I get it. You know, I don't think the fans would have been too happy with that, especially to close out a pay-per-view.
I think they would have been happy with Kofi though. He seemed like he was pretty over in the match.
Not to close out a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. If he would have won during the pay-per-view, it's another point. People would have been like, yeah, awesome, exciting. Now move on to their matches. But that's the way it ends. It's like, really? Kofi? Like, I don't know. So, Braun Strowman, I think it was an okay move. And honestly, the fact for the WWE kind of saying, okay, well, we want Braun Strowman to be the guy right now. We want to give him the Money in the Bank briefcase. Let's push him to the title. They changed things for him. And that, in my eyes, my friend, makes him a big winner.
Okay, before we move on, one more thing about this. We saw on Raw that they're coming up with some sort of multi-man match to see who's going to face Brock Lesnar. Is it at SummerSlam?
The match will be against Brock Lesnar. Okay, I haven't announced it, but yeah, you can pretty much put two and two together.
Okay, so let's say it's freaking Roman Reigns. You got to think, I mean, Justin mentioned it on our 10 count a few weeks back, but what if Roman Reigns does beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam? And then Braun cashes in right away, takes it right off of him.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Now,
I don't think it's a what if.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's going to give Roman Reigns another title reign that you put to his on his
Yeah, I don't think that really matters. Title reigns are stupid.
It
to
will.
me,
They'll be like, he's a 7-time champion.
I don't look at that as a positive. I'm like, John Cena
I just threw a
lost
number
it
out there,
15
folks.
times.
I'm not saying he was a 7 times champion. Just throwing that number out there.
Anyways, what I mean to say is they've done that angle before with Roman Reigns, where he's won the title and then lost it almost immediately. I think it was Dean Ambrose that cashed in on him.
Yes.
Okay. And they did it to get sympathy for the fans to get Roman over. There's no way they're going to try the exact same thing again. Do you think that it's a way for him to lose it and then just completely flip out and go heel? Or is that
I
just
don't think
wishful?
so. I
Wishful?
think it's something that they should do, but I don't think the WWE is going to make him a heel anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think McMahon's sticking to his guns. I think it's just going to be like he gets it finally and then loses it finally. The crowd, I mean, the crowd's going to be happy. They're going to be cheering. It's going to make Braun's moment more impactful. So in a sense, it actually works out better for Roman. For
Braun. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So
Not very well for Roman.
yeah. So those are the big winners from the week. We got to talk about some stuff that irked both of us. You especially. I mean, we had people on Twitter reaching out after that Asuka match, going, "Uh-oh, watch out for Dez." So Dez was salty. So Dez, Asuka, Carmella, Money in the Bank, James Ellsworth. Tell the people how you really feel.
So I just took a deep sigh. So I'm still thinking about this moment. And it was funny. I was sitting there in your living room watching it. And instead of people thinking I'm going to smash stuff and kind of break things, but I really just sat there and I didn't say anything for a good minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe even more. And I knew this was going to happen. Once they said Ellsworth was going to come back, I was immediately like, fudge, because they are going to make Asuka lose somehow. It's not going to be, I thought at first if Carmella's by herself, a disqualification, a count out, something. But then when they say Ellsworth's coming back, I'm like, damn it, she's going to take a loss.
Fuck yeah.
And that was hard for me to digest. And I was in denial, and I didn't want it to happen. And then the match happened, and then you had James Ellsworth. She's wearing Asuka's gear and the mask. That's kind of cool.
That was cool.
She's wearing Asuka's robe, turning head sideways. I don't know if there was a spirit that was in Asuka's past that triggered something. It was a bit weird. Asuka is awkward, though. But then she rolled Asuka up, and Asuka kicked out. The match should have ended there. I would have been pissed. I would have complained, but I would have got over it. But no, it didn't end there. James Ellsworth takes the mask off, and he's like, wink. And then it's like, well, why didn't you punch him? Why didn't you turn around? Like, what's going on? And then she gets hit with a weak-ass super kick and gets pinned. Now, this is the woman who has not lost in 2.5 years. She hasn't been pinned yet either.
Oh, that's true.
After the battle she goes through with Charlotte Flair and Ember Moon and all the people she's fought with in the past, a lame-ass super kick from Carmella, who she hasn't been succeeding on her own so they put her back with James Ellsworth. So I mean, I don't want to knock Carmella too much because she's a hard worker and stuff. I'm not a big fan of her, but I can understand and I respect that she works hard. She's being put in the segments that she's being put in, but she's not getting over as a champion. And having her get a win on Asuka is not the way to do it. No, they've honestly.
You don't think she's
tarnished
over?
her.
You don't think she's over?
No, I think she's not at all. That's why they brought James Ellsworth back. She's not great. Her segments are not good.
See, I feel like she's over. I don't think she's over in Vince's mind, but I think she's over.
No. Her promos are so bare bone basic. Like, I'm better
But
than
the
anybody.
fans
I'm
are
better.
eating it up.
I'm this. Give me my respect. No, maybe the heel heat because she's so lame. I don't know. I'm being salty, right? Of course.
That's it.
But
Salty.
I am not happy with the way that they did this. I could have gotten over it if she rolled up Asuka. Okay, fine. She can get rolled up. But a lame super kick. Come on, man. I saw. Go back and watch Ember Moon versus Asuka. She super kicked her head right off, and she kicked out after an eclipse too. Like, Jesus.
Get salty, baby. Get salty.
They build up Asuka, and this is a case that they should have maybe left her on NXT. I don't know. She hasn't been.
That's awesome, dude. And I'm going to push some more buttons because, like we mentioned before, Ronda Rousey, Raw, amazing segment. Energy on a high. Momentum, million miles an hour. And then they go and suspend her. Now, you got to think it's a swerve. But talk about...
Everyone keeps saying that. She's going to show up like Austin did. I don't think so, man. I don't. I think this is the case of her coming into this and being like, shit, this travel schedule is a lot worse than I thought. I need some time off. I have this. I have that. I have to go film something. I have to do this. I don't think she's coming back for 3 days. I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. Maybe she'll be back a bit early. But on Twitter, she's counting down the days every day already. You've seen it. I don't think she's going to pull an Austin comeback. I think she should.
Yeah.
I think that'd be awesome. But, folks, I don't think she will. And I will agree. I think this was the most exciting 15 minutes of Raw that I'd seen in months and months. I thought it was great. Ronda came out. She attacked Alexa Bliss, put her through a table, a bit slow and awkward, but she did it, and she wailed her through that table.
Big time.
She's too strong for that briefcase. The briefcase looked kind of lame. I wasn't sure if it hurt anybody or not because it knocked people out last night, but then she was just hitting Kurt Angle with it, and he was like, what are you doing? But But yeah, and then she got a big boo too when she was attacking Kurt Angle. The crowd started eating her up a little bit.
Nah.
But I thought the segment itself was awesome. The the judo flip to Angle was cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my god, I want more of this. This should be what happened. She should be out every week just raising hell. You're suspended for 30 days. Oh my god, are you kidding me? WWE, are you kidding me? You had the fans right here in the palm of your hands, and then you send her away for 30 days.
Okay. Apparently she's being booked on live events during those next 30 days. So I know that live events doesn't work with the on-TV storylines, but that's why I don't think you might. That's why I think you might be wrong about her actually having time off.
Or she's currently booked for live. She's currently booked, but that will change in the next few days.
Yeah, it's true. You make a good point.
Where's she going to show up? The internet, social media, people are going to know about it. So it's I don't know.
Well, I mean, even if she's actually suspended, she could still be backstage on Raw. It doesn't mean...
unless the live events are like she runs out to the crowd and attacks Bliss or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then that made me think maybe she'll do it on Raw. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. And I hope I am, folks, because I loved what I saw. I want more of it. It was really good. I'm sure it did the ratings very well. And don't take this away from me.
Here comes Rousey!
Fucking right, man. I'm a little bit salty about a couple things. Actually, one in particular. We saw Sanity debut this week on SmackDown. While it wasn't terrible or bad by any means, I'm just a little bit fed up with the way that they could have done so much more with the debut of these guys, man. Like they're a stable coming in, and fans love stables, and why have them debut the way that they did? Against the Usos and publicized on Twitter. I know they got to get viewers in there, but fuck, it's SmackDown after Money in the Bank. It's a pay-per-view after Money in the Bank. People are tuning in anyways. They want to see what's going on with AJ, with Nakamura, with all the news that came out of Money in the Bank. So people are going to watch anyways. Have these guys attack somebody. Somebody like, they could have attacked Daniel Bryan. Cass is gone. Have them attack Daniel Bryan. They could have gone after the Bludgeon Brothers. They could have gone after... Is New Day on SmackDown? They could have gone after New Day. Like, there's so many things they could have done. And they just put them in, like, a match with the Usos.
Well, I agree. I think they could have done a lot better. I feel they missed the opportunity. They waited too long. I think Sanity should have been like, screw this, we're not waiting anymore, and came out and attacked him, started destroying people and breaking up tag teams and all kinds of stuff. But, yeah, I know. It's disappointing. But I guess for the Usos, they're like, oh, they're like the one of the most successful tag teams in the past decade in the WWE. So that's credible if they can come out and own them and beat them. And they made Usos look so weak. It was bad. So they lost as well too in this whole situation. And Sanity, I know people like them. I didn't follow them too much in NXT, but I look at all three of them and I'm like, I don't know who to like. Like, I don't really. I
think the superstar.
None of them really have a look to me that kind of stands out as like the best guy. Like, there's some good wrestlers in there, but like, I mean, Zayn, I guess, is kind of like Dane. Sorry, my bad.
Killian.
People are gonna be slapping me. Yeah, people are gonna slap me here.
I think he's the best guy in there.
He is. And that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But even, he'll be good in like some mid-carder matches, or maybe be put into like an elimination chamber match, and he can be entertaining. But like, I don't see any three of those guys coming out of this stable and being like the man.
No, I don't think so. No, I agree with that, and that's where they belong. They belong maybe in the top tier of tag teams. Have a good tag team.
They were
championship
such an
run.
NXT stable, though, man. This comes to like some people need to stay in NXT, man.
I know, or main roster has to be more like NXT. How about that one?
I mean, my main quarrel is that there's just so much talent being injected in these rosters, and it's just like there's not enough time for them. Now they're just stuck to promos. Like, do we even see Cien Almas again this week? Not even at all.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Nothing, and you didn't even know. So it's like,
well, I'll tell you a little secret. I didn't really watch.
Instead, we get the Iconics. And for me, like, I get it. I get the whole. They come out, they tell their jokes. They're the mean girls. But that's a waste of a 2-hour show. That's a waste of a segment for me. Put something else in there. They don't do it for me. They don't.
Should put it on a rotation. NXT. I mean, we got to talk about NXT TakeOver. It was a hit. The internet seemed to love it as per usual.
Always great.
What was it? 4 matches. We had the tag match. We had the women's match. Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream. and then Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano.
I don't know. I wasn't counting them all. I'm sure there was more than that. But the matches, those are the matches that stood out. I love the tag team match to open the show.
Match of the night.
Loved it. Yeah. Yeah. It could very well have been. I thought it was fantastic. And also Ricochet taking on Velveteen Dream. I really liked that match. I thought it was great. The fact that they have Ricochet going over, that obviously shows they have a lot of stock in this guy.
Yeah.
I still can't get over when he flipped out that ring and jumped in front of Ricochet on the ramp.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's like a video game or a superhero shit right there. But yeah, great match. Now rumors of Velveteen going up to the main roster. I hope not yet, because there's lots of amazing things I want to see him do in NXT. I don't want to see him come over and get buried. So yeah, great pay-per-view. I mean,
what a difference though. Did you watch it live?
No, I was at a work event. I had to go out and do a work event. It's our 20th work anniversary. Not mine. I wasn't there for 20 years, but the company. So we had a big barbecue, and then I came home and did.
Did you watch it before Money in the Bank?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I watched the day before Money in the Bank.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that main event was just, it's like whatever you thought you couldn't see on main.
Gargano and Ciampa.
Yeah, whatever you thought you couldn't see on main roster, it's like they're allowed to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a completely different vibe. It's a lot more intimate. The arena's smaller. I like the black apron, the black ropes. Yeah, they can do a lot more. They have a lot more freedom. It's more intimate to show. And I don't like Ciampa, but he impressed me with the story he told in the ring.
What do you not like about
Gargano as well too. I don't like him using Blackheart. That bothers me, because that's Owen Hart shit right there. No. Don't touch it. And he's also playing the evil guy on Twitter, which people have done now. He's like, now I'm a bad guy and I'm going to be an asshole on Twitter. And it's like, no, man. Kevin Owens started that shit. Or not Kevin Owens, but other people did. And it's like, I don't buy it.
But he's good. He's good. And he's a great wrestler.
He's not, yeah, he's in great shape. He's a great wrestler. He tells a great story. I'm just not a big fan of his personality on social media, maybe. Like, I don't know. Every time I see him, I'm like, ugh. I don't know. Man. I'm picky and I'm salty, guys. Get used to it.
Overall feel of the show, though. Like, for a takeover.
Good, I liked it. It was great. I did not necessarily was a big fan of the women's championship match. I thought it was a little bit short.
Yeah,
they could have done a little bit more out of it, but hopefully Nikki Cross will come up with sanity at some point soon, and Baszler will go on to do some cool things. It's all right. I'm complaining at the worst match, but it wasn't a terrible match.
It was the worst match in the card, but compared to the other three, it was tough. I heard a lot of people say that Velveteen Dream and Ricochet. Not that it wasn't a good match. It was just like it started
slow too. Like I was like, really, this match isn't as great as it seems. And then as it got kind of halfway through, I was like, oh yeah, this is picking up.
Well, it just seems like people were saying there's no way it could have ever lived up to the hype or the build. Like, you think Velveteen Dream and Ricochet, they're going to put on the craziest match, and they put on a friggin' good match. But I think everybody was just expecting insanity, and I don't know. I loved it. I thought they delivered. I did like Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream more. I think that was my favorite match in the last few takeovers.
When they had fought? Oh, yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, say my name.
Past takeovers.
Yeah, past takeovers.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we didn't even mention Aleister Black versus Lars Sullivan. That was on takeover.
Well, the match was okay, but there was that really bad botch of the Black Mass.
Botchamania, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Jinder Mahal when he missed the Whisper in the Wind.
It's pretty bad.
You were like, remember you told me, like, it was worse than that? And I was like, it's close. It's
pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Okay, so that's going to bring us over to Raw then, man. We've got to talk about this. Sasha and Bayley feud is back.
Oh,
they took some time off. I like it. The timing is right.
It's funny. We've been talking about this week after week, and like they're teasing it so much. And it got to the point a couple weeks ago where they're just like they're teasing it so much where it's like most people will be like, "I'm tired of this," but it's like they're just messing with us now, man. And I'm almost enjoying it because they're messing with us. I'm just waiting to see what happens.
I think the payoff is going to be big.
I do too. I think these two are going to have a series of matches. It's going to go on like multiple pay-per-views. I don't doubt it. And who knows? Maybe they'll make up in a week or two from now. I really don't think so. I think this is it. But, I think the boss is back. I think she had enough of Bayley. I think they're turning her heel. Or, you know what? This might be a reverse, and they're trying to get Bayley to be, Tasha to be the heel, and they might flip it, because they booed Bayley before. They might boo Bayley, and they might cheer Sasha
they boo
for being
Bayley
because
they hate her. They boo Sasha because they like her.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, it was interesting to see. And when they made up backstage, I was almost going to tweet I was going to be like, oh, they're back together. And I almost tweeted a gif of Rachel Ross being like, you're my lobster.
Oh my God.
They're getting back together. And I was like, that'll be lame, But then they broke up later. And I was like, oh, it would have been perfect because, Rachel Ross gets
We
back
were on
together
a
all the
break.
time and break up. Yeah. And, but yeah, those two, man, they just break up and get back together and break up and get back together. But yeah, it will pay off. It's a bit interesting that Sasha pounds the crap out of Bayley, throws into a garbage can, and then Bayley walks up to her, hey, I want to talk. And it's like, well, don't you want to fight? She just threw you into a garbage can.
Bitch.
And then,
Did
she
you,
threw a water bottle at the car.
did you see,
and,
you see the meme on, or the gif on Twitter where Bayley throws the water bottle at the car? But
the water bottle hits Kalisto?
Yes.
Yeah, I love all these Kalisto gifs or memes.
So freaking good, man. Desperate Kevin Owens.
Is the best Kevin Owens.
It's the best Kevin Owens. I saw you tweeted that out.
I love it. Don't you say anything about it. I don't care what you have to say, folks. He's the best. I love this guy's promos. He's so organic. He goes out on the mic, and it seems like he has no script. He kind of is very unorthodox and unique in the way he delivers things. He's going around. He's trying to make friends. He doesn't have Sammy anymore, apparently. He's trying to make friends with Braun Strowman. He made a good plea this week. I love it. He's scared. He's by himself. He doesn't know what to do. I think it's awesome, and he's a winner. I mean, I like Kevin Owens. I like what he's doing, and I'm not being biased because he's from Montreal, but I actually would like to see him work with Braun Strowman, perhaps.
Fucking right.
Yeah, it could be cool. It's not going to happen, but I'm wondering what's going to happen. I wonder if Owens is going to find his guy or where this is headed. But, he's been great week after week now. He's been desperate, been lonely, and he's trying to find somebody to help him get back to the top.
What about the bump and Money in the Bank off the ladder?
Well, Kevin Owens always takes the big bump, and I was telling you before the match started, I was like, he's going to take some serious bumps.
Yeah.
And I figured it'd be multiple bumps, but he was taken out before that. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, obviously they do the thing where they fall into this big pile of boxes. The boxes didn't look as boxy this time.
They didn't look as boxy. It looked pretty rough, man.
They look kind of rough. It wasn't, but he sold the injuries well this week, also on Raw when he's wrestling and picking people up, moving them around, even getting in and out of the ring. But the bump itself was cool, and that's what KO does, I find, in these ladder matches. He always takes the big one, so it was cool. I liked it.
Takes the big one.
Awesome.
Jeff Hardy, Brother Nero. Was that Brother Nero? Is that what Brother Nero
that's
is?
what people are saying, right? So, I didn't follow the whole Brother Nero and TNA thing, so maybe I'm missing out. But from my understanding is, the way he talked, the smart words he used, it seemed like it was a turn of some sort, and he had the face paint on.
Wouldn't he have said obsolete, though? If he was truly Brother Nero?
Well, that's it. There was a few things that were kind of, didn't add up, and they're not in the same show, so can they be, existing on separate shows? I mean, they can, of course, but would it make sense? And the makeup was cool, and I always liked Jeff Hardy with the face paints that he put on. And you know what? Jeff Hardy, Nakamura, I think it could be a cool feud. They'll exchange some wins, but this officially means that Nakamura is now out of the title picture, unfortunately. So he's had his 4 or 5 tries at winning. I guess that's Jinder and AJ combined, and he couldn't get the job done.
It was surprising. Surprising they dropped it that quickly. I
don't know. He was fighting AJ for months, so I'm actually kind of relieved. But at the same time, I would have thought he would have won the title at some time or gotten a win over AJ when it mattered. It's kind of unfortunate he hasn't won the championship at least,
No, I'm okay with him not winning the championship, but I thought
think he should at least win it before he retires, and he's a bit older.
I think there's still
I
time.
hope that he's around long enough. Yeah, there is, but I hope he's around long enough. Win the Royal Rumble, and here's a year later, he hasn't even, well, not a year later, but he hasn't even won the championship. So it's kind of cool. The Royal Rumble winner, he hasn't won the title. He still hasn't won the title. But yeah, that officially means he's out of the picture. And I don't know if you heard his excuse on SmackDown. It was hilarious. So Renee asked him, what went on? You lost your match. And he's like, oh, I didn't lose my match. He's like, the ref, he didn't count in Japanese. So
Sorry,
it's not fair.
don't speak English.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I thought it was funny because he didn't speak in Japanese. It was just good. His delivery was well. And it's cool. So now Nakamura will be moving on to feud with Jeffrey Hardy.
See, I don't like it. I feel like it's like one title to the next. They should have had him, feud with somebody else, non-title related. Because
You're right. It
US
does tie to the
title's the
title
worst.
too.
US title.
Well, I guess that's it. It's like, well, we didn't believe in you enough to give you the WWE title, but we'll give you the US title as a secondary prize.
Yeah, not good.
He'll win it. He'll win it too.
Of course he will.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
for sure.
it just won't make sense. But either way. But
And
SmackDown
Jeff
was
Hardy
pretty
will go
good.
have surgery.
What's that?
And then Jeff Hardy will go have surgery for something.
Yeah, probably. Or DUI. Did you watch the WWE 24?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's really
and
good.
that was J-Bomb tweeting about it on social media. But then I watched it yesterday,
Yeah.
and I thought it was fantastic. And they really didn't hold anything out. They really showed everything.
They don't fuck around with that show, man. That show is...
They also like to embarrass people. They're like, "Hey, Jeff Hardy, welcome back. You're awesome. Here's some embarrassing footage. We're going to put it out because we own you in the WWE." It's like,
Well, I mean, all that footage was out there anyways.
No, I know, but I don't know, just the way they highlight certain things and they make sure you know certain things. And it's like,
Yeah.
Jeff, even Matt Hardy's just like, I still worry about Jeff. It's like, dude, what the fuck? I mean, Jeff, like, come on, why are you saying that, man?
Well, they're being candid. They're getting deep and dark and into the drama. It's good. I love it. SmackDown was good. Gauntlet match. I know you want to talk about that. Big E, Bludgeon Brothers, Daniel Bryan. Walk us through it.
So, Big E's in this matchup, right? He's taking on Daniel Bryan. They put on a really, really good show, I would say. I like the match they had. I think the officials are happy as well, too. Big E has obviously been in their high books lately. I think he is going to be more, I guess, focused on having a singles career when it's possible. I noticed, though, on social media after Big E got eliminated, or at least later that night, Xavier Woods was saying, "Oh damn," something like, "Oh damn, Big E didn't win. Don't worry. You couldn't do it, but Kofi and I will, or Kofi will be champion."
It's happening.
It's kind of like Big E's like, "Ouch," like you need to say that. At least to me, I was like, really, that was kind of a dig. So
Of course. I'm right.
But,
They're breaking up.
somebody was teasing about it on social media saying New Day break up, and he actually answered back Big E and said, "I don't force you and your wife to break up. Leave us alone." So I don't know if they're playing on it or what the deal is, but we'll see.
They're going to turn on Big E.
But I think it could be cool to do like some. I was reading today, like they were like, "Oh yeah, do it like the Hart Foundation, man. Just let them be able to have single titles, but also still be part of New Day." Like why do you have
Like
to
a
break
stable?
out to be? Yeah. Why do you have to break up to be a singles competitor? Have Big E win a title and still be part of the New Day. I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean, I think that would have worked if it would have been like maybe a year ago, but I feel like New Day's played out.
Merchandise sales, baby. They're not going to break that up. I don't see the reason.
I
why
don't think
would.
they sell merch that they used to sell merch. I mean, not every. I don't see no unicorn hats anymore. I mean, they constantly are wearing new merch themselves, and I never ever see the fans wearing that new merch. They're wearing
Interesting
the
enough.
original merch that they bought way back in the day when they were Bootios. That was
I
the
was
most
at
successful.
my I was at my work event. I was telling you this weekend, and there was a guy. I work in the gaming industry, guys, video game production, development, all that crap. And there was a guy there wearing a New Day shirt, and it was a blue one, like one of their first ones, like the WrestleMania one that they had years ago.
Well, see, there you go. It's the purple and blue one from Bootio's days. They're not wearing the orange one or the red one, or not orange and red. What am I saying? Am I drunk?
They're all colors.
they're
they're
all
all about colors.
Yeah. Either way. Should have been wearing a Daniel Bryan shirt. Fuck.
They should have, because that guy went the mile, the distance, or he tried to at least. He even actually took out Samoa Joe, and I was kind of like, okay. Well, I guess because Samoa had beaten him, so I do understand where Daniel's, I guess, getting the win. But it was funny because he was being choked out, and then he kind of pushes off the barricade, knocks Samoa over, and runs into the ring. And Samoa kind of gets up like, what? Huh? Oh, it didn't look, he could have made it, But that was the point they were trying to make in this match, was he got counted out. They're kind of keeping Samoa a little safe. I'm just curious what Samoa going to do from here on out, now that he's not going to be involved in this. Who's he going to feud with? What's next for Samoa?
Well, there's no Nakamura. There's no Nakamura, no AJ Styles. Maybe it's going to be DB.
Well, I don't know, because then Daniel Bryan went on to get his ass kicked by the Bludgeon Brothers. To me, which is pretty random.
It is random.
I would like to see a feud with or some kind of match between Luke Harper and Daniel Bryan. I think that could be great.
Yeah.
Those guys have a history. I think you might see that match too. But I think obviously if they're both interfering, it's going to have to be a tag team match. So is Joe and Daniel Bryan going to work together? I don't know. Who's going to be Daniel Bryan's partner? So that's a question to ask as well too. So a bit interesting, but yeah, Bludgeon Brothers came out playing more of a dominant role outside of their tag team division. I liked it. gives more exposure to them, makes them look good and strong. But yeah, DB is eliminated. Miz comes in and gets a win on DB, like basically blasts him, yelling at him, berating him from inside the ring. So this is going to leave something salty between the two of them because he picked up a win. He'll talk about it next week, I'm sure, on Miz TV or something. And well, you know, it didn't work out for the Miz because Rusev came out and he beat the Miz on Rusev Day.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Dude, do you see the smile on that guy's face when he won that match? Like, he was genuinely just grinning from ear to ear.
Well, fuck, I would be too. He's going to be main eventing. Oh, main eventing. I doubt it's going to be the main event. Extreme Rules, man. It's like, I think it's my most disliked pay-per-view of the year. It's a reminder that it's not Extreme. And
it's the most deceiving pay-per-view of the year.
Do they even have like extreme matches on it? There's no
It'll
hardcore.
be like chairs to the back and maybe a table might be involved.
Garbage.
Garage. But then, yeah, so what do you think is going to happen with Aiden English and Lana? Do you think that she's going to come into play soon? Like, she could have been there this week. They could have all came down. I don't see why Lana didn't also come down with them. Like, they've had them in backstage segments together. Why can't they all come down to the ring and they can just be Rusev Day as a group? Everything can be Rusev Day.
Everything should be Rusev Day.
Lana should be involved. And then somehow there's a wedge there because they already played on that. Like, when we were in Montreal, that was like, what, a month, 2 months ago? And it was like, damn, like, Lana... You know, Aiden, like, she's saying that something's getting in between him, like, there's something holding him back, and, like, there's been nothing since then. So
I think they pulled an audible on that, or audible on that, easily. I think they wanted to go with it, and I think they're just going to play this out. Rusev Day is huge. And I don't know, maybe they're trying to gain separation between the two of them. Like, you know, she was in Money in the Bank. Aiden and Lana were together more that mixed tag match on SmackDown before that. I mean, I don't know. It's a little confusing.
Maybe they're going to just pick it up back again now. Because, I mean, like, having Lana out there, now that I'm thinking about it in hindsight, would it have made sense? Because, you know, AJ Styles, Aiden was in there. He took out Aiden. You know, what if Lana was there? Like, but I guess she could have just been there watching, too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I hope they put her back into this. You know, Lana and Rusev, he can't be the champion with Lana. I think if they put them back together...
I just want to see.
I mean, I don't know. I'm interested. It's something new. It's something fresh.
I want to see Lana with that Rusev Day shirt again. She looks good.
She was on social media tweeting it, being like, look, you know, like, Rusev Day, he won. Like, she's super excited. So she's not being, like, you know, nonchalant about him winning, but she never has been on social media anyways.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of social media, we got to go over some Twitter trash, rumors, news. First and foremost, wrestling lost a pretty big legend today. Thoughts and prayers? I wouldn't say prayers. Thoughts and condolences with the family of Vader. Rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah, Vader, that really blows. One of the big men that were in there when I was really getting into wrestling, and at the same time, maybe the most legendary big man, I guess, in terms of what he brought into the industry. You know, he wrestled so stiff and brought so much into it. I mean, he also was a high flyer. He could do his moonsaults. The matches he had with, you know, Mick Foley, just the matches he had all around the world, you know, in the WCW with Farouk, with Shamrock too, as well, too, is all over social media as well. And they had some great matches together. And, you know, his program with Shawn Michaels and his program with Kane and his program with, you know, he did so much in the WWE, and it's a shame. It's a real shame that this man did not get in the Hall of Fame while he was still alive. And I think it's a couple of years overdue. I mean, if you look at some of the people they put in there, I'm not going to knock on who they put in there, but I think Vader should have been, you know, on the short list. This guy was in the WWE for a long time, and he did so much outside of the WWE as well, too. So very, very sad loss. You know, he had heart issues. He talked about last year. He even talked about how he didn't have long to live. He had some surgeries which seemed to make it better, but contracted pneumonia, and I guess his heart just gave out on him. So very sad news. Vader, yeah, God bless you, and all the best to your family.
To lighten the mood slightly, we got to see Cass be released from WWE.
You know, it's funny because when he left and had that injury when he was fighting Enzo and he had the knee injury or leg injury, I was like, I was kind of relieved because I didn't have to have a big cast segment every week.
Yeah.
And we were able to see some great matches on pay-per-views that I was like, damn, it's amazing. Because if he was around, we might have had some big cast matches that would have not enabled us to see these other great matchups. And then when he came back, I'm like, oh, now I got to see him come out every week. And I'm not a big Cass fan. Maybe he would have grown on me, but I see what they could see in him. But I really didn't like this Cass segments. And you know what? The guy went into business for himself. Started with the whole segment in Montreal with the midget where he asked if he could beat down the midget after the big boot. They said no. He still did it anyways. And then apparently there's heavy rumors that during a recent tour, he got intoxicated. He was on I think a plane or a bus, and he got locked in there, and he thought it was a prank, kicked the door down. Nobody could use the toilet afterwards. He was drunk, making a scene. These are only rumors, folks, and more will come out in the future, I guess, I'm sure. I'm sure there'll be some news here and there. But it looks like he dug his own grave, and that's it. Big Cass is gone. So Enzo, Cass, both gone. And it's funny. It's around 1 year to the date where Big Cass broke up with Enzo. And I think Enzo was even tweeting about it and kind of like saying how it's funny, the timing and stuff. So Carmella's the only one of the three left standing. She's your SmackDown Women's Champion. But Cass is gone, folks, and opens up more segments for other people.
And yeah, I liked his match with Daniel Bryan. I didn't even hate the whole program with Daniel Bryan.
Because Daniel Bryan's a great wrestler. I don't think Cass did a great job.
No, but
he did what he had to do.
The match, especially at Money in the Bank, I thought it was their best one. I thought it was almost like, up until Nakamura and AJ, it was like almost like of the better matches on the card. But he's gone. I don't think we're going to miss him. That means Daniel Bryan can move on, and it's exciting to see where we can go with Daniel. So that's cool.
I wonder how soon before you see Big Cass and Enzo in TNA.
I think there's bad blood between them, man.
There is, but I mean, if it's a paycheck, it's a paycheck. They're going to do it.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we talked about Big Cass. We talked about Enzo. These are two peas in a pod, or they were at one time. And two people who were also peas in a pod at one time, Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. So we see Alexa cashing in. She has the championship again. Nia is going to get her rematch at Extreme Rules. But there's something interesting that I saw on social media today. And I believe I actually have it in front of me now, so I can actually say verbatim what it was. So on social media, there was somebody who mentioned, and I believe it's on Instagram. I might not be correct on this, but I have it right in front of me. It's plain as day. They commented saying, you're talking about Alexa Bliss. And I mean, they're finding out that she's riding officials to get where she's at. I don't blame them. So meaning Alexa Bliss is, riding, having sex with officials to get where she's at. And Nia Jax liked this. So
she didn't write it.
Nothing. No, she didn't write it. She liked it. So the fact that she liked it was a little bit like, really? Wow. And it's all over social media. People are talking about like, oh, wow. Like, why would she? That's pretty, that's personal. That's too far. And Alexa Bliss tweeted a couple hours ago, no, ... or like, no. Or I don't know what tone you want to put. No. Whatever tone you want to put that in. But I don't know if it's them going back and forth. But Nia Jax clearly is not happy that Alexa Bliss is back in the spotlight. I think she also made comments when Ronda came in being like, oh, I forget the comments exactly, but she has more than once broken, I guess, kayfabe to state her opinion when it was strongly in a certain direction. So this could be the case of that. I don't know. We'll see sooner than later what's going on between Nia and Alexa. An interesting thing is Nia no longer follows Alexa Bliss on Twitter, and neither does Paige or Becky Lynch.
None of them follow Alexa?
No, they unfollowed her. So people are unsure about what this means, if it's just them playing the role really like, let's go the extra mile and unfollow each other on Twitter.
Who the fuck?
We're not friends. We shouldn't
Who
follow each other.
notices that?
Well, not me, folks, first of all.
I know that.
I'm
yeah.
just reading
I mean,
this.
I'm not saying you, but I'm saying who the hell? Like, these guys have millions of followers. How can you look through it?
I mean, when you click on somebody and it's like, no, yeah, you're right. It's tough, I guess. I don't know.
Nuts,
folks. But yeah, so I don't know if there's more to it. Maybe not much to read into there. But I thought that was quite interesting. I saw that today, and I mean, I know that Alexa is with Buddy Murphy, I believe. Maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if that's not the case anymore.
She is. I'm pretty sure they're engaged. I doubt she's banging officials. And I bet you Naya is probably didn't even realize that that's what they meant, and liked it, and then shit hit the fan.
Shit hit the fan. Maybe.
Yeah. Shit hit the fan. AJ Styles covered WWE 2K19. Let's talk about it, my friend.
It's pretty sweet. You put an awesome tweet out there. It's like, new Power Rangers game. I had a laugh. I chuckled a little bit of a
just
chuckle.
Like Power Rangers.
Yeah,
man.
he's doing the morphin thing, right?
Yeah.
He's like, got his morph. And so folks, that's awesome. AJ in the cover. Guy's done so much in WWE. Now he's made the cover. He's a huge gamer, so I'm sure that's on his bucket list. I hope this game is better than the last 5.
It won't be.
It won't be.
No.
So.
I'm not going to say...
We grew up with like No Mercy, WCW versus NWO, WrestleMania 2000,
original SmackDowns,
even the early SmackDowns as well too. They were great.
They were great.
Now it's just copy paste, and it's just slow, and it's I hate them, man. I bought last time I bought was like 2K16. I played it one session, and I never played it again.
Yeah, I bought last year. I did the same thing. I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed with AJ being on the cover because I love AJ, but I was really thinking it was gonna be a woman. I was really hoping it was gonna be a woman. I wanted to see
Ronda
Charlotte
Rousey,
Flair.
maybe.
No,
Flair.
Ronda's been on the cover of. She was on UFC.
Why not put
too.
Charlotte and AJ Styles, a man and a woman, on there, right? Back to back or something like that. It could be cool.
I don't know. I want. Not because I'm a feminist. I don't give a shit about all that crap. I just think that women's wrestling, just for women's wrestling, it would have been a good time to do it. Just put Charlotte on the front.
Talking about a good time for women's wrestling. So I read today Triple H has an announcement about women's wrestling coming up in the near future. Could be the tag team titles. It could be a tournament. It could be the Mae Young Classic 2 that they're talking about. At the same time, Shawn Michaels also said in an interview recently that the women's division is not far off from their own brand or TV show. So
good.
That would be cool. I think that'd be awesome, and it would give them the fair shake, a fair chance. I don't know if that means they still wouldn't be on the main flagship shows, but awesome. Women can wrestle. They're great. So cool. Love it.
All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to wrap up another episode of Talkamania. Thanks for tuning in another week. We got some things to plug. ProWrestlingTees.com/Talkamania. Get out there, buy a t-shirt. If you're a podcaster, if you're a content creator, and you buy one of our t-shirts, let us know. 30 to 45 second plug on the show. We'll run it for 3 weeks. If we really like it, maybe we'll do 4. Follow us on social media, Twitter, @_Talkamania, Podbean, iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating. We don't ask for that often, but go out there and do it.
Do it.
And we'll be back with you probably next week. So for J-Bomb, I'm out. Dez, say bye.
It is the most happiest of Rusev days. Take care, guys.